All right. Diving in today to a career path that, you might not have thought about before. Domestic appliance shop manager.
Okay.
We've got some RoleCatcher guides here. And,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, some of this is truly fascinating.
Yeah, it's easy to kind of underestimate what goes into this role, I think.
Right.
When you think fridges, ovens, but it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had my share of like panic appliance emergencies,
Right.
but I never really stopped to think about the person who's like running the whole show at the store and juggling like, customer needs and inventory and staff and
And that's what's so interesting about this role catcher guide is that it really highlights that management aspect of the job.
yeah.
It talks about the need for critical thinking and analyzing sales data and understanding market trends, even negotiating with suppliers.
So it's like being a mini CEO,
Uh-huh.
but for like dishwashers and washing machines instead of like, a tech startup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just like a CEO, the guide emphasizes that a successful domestic appliance shop manager needs to be passionate about the products.
Okay.
And what's fascinating is that it's not just about, like I said, selling something. It's about understanding the technology and the innovation that goes into these appliances.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you'd probably have to be pretty convincing if you're trying to, sell someone on a top of the line smart refrigerator these days.
Absolutely. And that ties into another key aspect the guide highlights, which is service orientation. It's not enough to just know the products you have to be able to connect with customers, understand their needs, and find the right appliance to fit their lifestyle.
Yeah, that reminds me of this one time my washing machine decided to stage a revolt right before a big trip. And I was frantically trying to find a replacement. And the salesperson I was talking to clearly just saw dollar signs.
Right.
It was not a good experience.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. Having that shop manager who prioritizes that good service, I think changes everything.
It really does. And think about it, when you're dealing with appliances, emotions can run high.
Yeah,
People get stressed when their fridge breaks down or they're worried about making
Yeah.
a big purchase.
for sure.
The guy actually points out that handling customer complaints effectively is one of the most important skills for a shop manager.
Yeah. Which brings us to the people skills part of the job, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to know your way around, a showroom,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to like manage a team and keep everyone motivated and working towards, those sales targets.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of hitting those targets, the guide doesn't really sugarcoat it, some of the more demanding aspects of the job either,
Right.
like long hours, pressure to meet sales goals, dealing with those, occasional stressful customer situations.
Yeah.
It's not all sunshine and brand new coffee makers.
You got that right.
Right.
And this is where I think that self-awareness that the guide talks about is so crucial.
Yeah.
It lays out, the pros and cons really clearly
Uh-huh.
and encourages you to think like, are you cut out for this kind of fast-paced retail environment?
Right.
Do you thrive under pressure?
Yeah.
Are you genuinely passionate about helping people find the right solutions, even if it means explaining the difference between a condenser dryer and a heat pump dryer for the 10th time that day?
Right. And even if you are up for the challenge, you don't just become a shop manager overnight.
Right.
I was really interested in like the career progression pathway that
Mm-hmm.
the guide kind of mapped out.
Yeah, it's a journey.
Yeah.
But the guide makes it clear that it's not just about, climbing the ladder.
Uh-huh.
It's about continuous learning and development along the way.
Okay.
So you might start as a sales associate, gain some experience product knowledge, then maybe move up to assistant manager.
Right.
Each step lets you build your skill set and prepare for that next level.
It's like those old school video games
Yeah.
where you have to like level up your character's skills before you can face the final boss.
Right.
Except in this case, the boss is like hitting your quarterly sales goals.
Exactly.
And your skills are things like customer service expertise and product knowledge.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Right.
And just like in those video games, sometimes you need a little help along the way.
Yeah.
And this is where I think RoleCatcher really impressed me.
Okay.
They have this whole suite of AI-powered tools that are designed to help you put your best foot forward in the job market.
Okay. So tell me more about this AI stuff because I read about that and it was like the future is now.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
So one of the tools analyzes job descriptions that you're interested in.
Okay.
And it specifically looks at the language used. And then it suggests ways that you can mirror that language in your resume and cover letter.
Wow.
It's like having a secret weapon to help you get noticed by recruiters and those applicant tracking systems.
So it's not even just about having the skills anymore. It's
Yeah.
about knowing how to present them in
Yeah.
a way that even like algorithms can understand.
Exactly.
That's pretty wild.
It is, and it ties back to that theme of continuous learning.
Okay.
The job market is changing so rapidly.
Right.
Technology is playing a bigger role than ever before.
Yeah.
And the guide really emphasizes the importance of staying ahead of the curve,
Okay.
whether that's, taking online courses, attending industry events, or leveraging these AI tools to your advantage.
Yeah, it's like work smarter, not harder, but like for your career.
Right.
Using those tools to navigate this crazy job market just seems like a no-brainer.
Exactly. And that's something that I think this whole deep dive is really, driven home.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just be like, okay, this is the job title I want, and that's it.
Right.
You got to be adaptable. You got to be curious and always willing to learn and grow.
It's been eye-opening, honestly. I had no idea how much went on behind the scenes of like, what seems like a pretty straightforward job.
Right.
Domestic appliance shop manager.
And that's the beauty of these deep dives, right? They
Yeah.
peel back the layers of an industry and they show you all these skills and trends that are shaping how we work.
So for everyone listening, like what resonated with you today?
Yeah.
Anything surprise you? Did you maybe come away with like a newfound appreciation for the folks who are like, running your local appliance store? Right.
Or maybe this got you thinking about your own career path and how you can kind of stay ahead of the curve.
Maybe you're looking at that old resume like,
Right.
time for an update.
Yeah. This deep dive showed us it's never too late to learn new skills, embrace technology, and explore those different career paths.
That's right.
Who knows? Maybe managing a team and like crushing those sales targets is your calling.
Or maybe it's something totally different.
Yeah.
The important thing is to be curious, keep learning, and never be afraid to embrace those aha moments.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That's all the time we have for today's deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring.